Like I've been through a storm or something. No, no, I haven't. Hi, readers. It's Lori. Welcome back to my channel, Books, Ink, and Paper. I'm here today with a book chat, kind of a catch up, I guess. A life chat. I don't know, whatever you want to call it, whatever I decide to call it, you'll know in a little while. I am about mid-month through May. I'm having a little bit of trouble with reading consistently. I've only read 2 books so far completed. I am in the midst of 2 others, but I'm struggling with my regular routine these days, and I'm not sure why, but I'm going to figure it out. I am in the midst of a concept video, so I'm not going to tell you what I'm reading because it is part of that concept, and hopefully I finish it by the end of the month. I think I can. I really feel like I will. I'm pretty dedicated to checking things off one way or another. Yeah, but I thought I would just come and chat with you about life and what's happening and what's not happening. And so let's get started. So there will be some bookish related content here. This won't just be about life. Let me move this a little closer to me. But it's primarily about life. I'll say that. So first off, the elephant in the room, or I don't know what in the room. I got my hair done differently. I've been thinking about this for a while. I did not want to make that choice before the wedding because, I don't know, vanity, I don't know, something. But I had told my hairdresser a while ago, I thought I was tired of just dyeing my hair a color that it isn't. And she said, that's really up to you. You'll know when. I knew when. I knew as soon as the wedding was over, I was ready. So I have cut it differently. I have layers now. This is supposed to be a Karen Slaughter look, but I have a photo that I gave my hairdresser. It's not quite a Karen Slaughter look, but it probably would be if my hairdresser Kayleen had done my hair for us today. I have gone to this process of allowing the natural color of my hair to come forward. So it is definitely a brighter color at the moment, which is supposed to be close to what it probably will be when it comes out. And when it comes out, it just comes out. So it may be a hot mess for the next couple of months or weeks. I don't know. My hair grows pretty fast, I guess, but I'm pretty sure it's mostly white, gray, with maybe a little bit of my darker color in it. I did have dark hair for most of my life until, I don't even know, until the 90s probably. Yeah, till the mid 90s maybe is when I changed it. What matters is it's about to be all natural, and I'm slightly excited about that, and a little bit, no, I'm more than slightly excited about it. I'm really excited about that because it's just a lot less worry and a lot less chemicals and a lot less time having your hair done. I'm slightly concerned about how it will look, but at this point in my life, I'm good. Okay, so let's talk about some bookish related things. I got some new reading glasses for spring. I probably worn them in videos before. These are terribly dirty, by the way. I love these too. These are like that kind. And they have a purple side to them with flowers. I love cheap reading glasses. I love expensive ones too, but honestly, the way I go through them and treat them, I don't buy a lot of expensive ones. So I love cheap reading glasses. I usually get them at the Dollar Tree, the $1.50 tree now, or somewhere like that. And these are no exception. These were pretty cheap ones. I just really don't invest a lot of money in them, but I use reading glasses all the time, especially as my eyes change and progress through these cataracts. I do need to get new prescription glasses, and I have not done that. I've been putting that off. I've been putting off making a physical therapy appointment. I've been putting off a mammogram. Don't do that. Don't be me. So this week is a slower week. So my goal is to make those appointments, maybe go and do those things and get those glasses. And let's just, kind of spring forward into some goals that are set for me and some to-dos that I keep arrowing off to another day. It's not a good habit, but it is what it is. I have an old cup of coffee. An old cup today with my coffee. I've had this a really, really long time, and I feel like I got it at Barnes and Noble here where I currently live a really long time ago. I actually lived here when the Barnes and Noble opened, which is kind of fun, right? It was brand new to us, and we were so excited about that. And in fact, my daughter Megan, whom some of you have seen on videos before that I have filmed with her, worked at the Barnes and Noble in the cafe for several years during high school, and I think she did it a little bit in college too, and then she went to work for our vet. So all right, so here's another little surprise, I guess. I can now say, I guess, officially that I am a published author. Yeah, I know. Don't get your hopes up. It's maybe not what you think. So let me find it first before that is not it. I think I'm towards yep, I am. Okay, so the book is a self-care journal, a collection of 31 days of motivating, inspiring, and spiritual journaling prompts. A friend of mine, whose name is Angela Singletary, she's a coach and she lives locally to me. She's an amazing human. I think her name on YouTube is Coach Ange, but I'll put it in the description below. Anyway, she has done some anthologies over time and had them published via Amazon's publishing program or arm, if you will. And she gathered some of us together and asked if we wanted to be a part of this. And I agreed and said yes. So there are 25 authors, 31 journal prompts in this journal. And my chapter, so to speak, is called Make Room. And it really is about clutter and chatter and internal stuff. And then each one has a place for you to journal if you choose. So I do have those now. It took a little while to get them, but some people I know are in here. Some people I do not know are in here. One of them is called Be Wonder Woman. One of them is called Magic Words. That's by Angela. One of them is called Vulnerability. God Will Take Your Pain. If you are a spiritual person, 24 hours left to live. That sounds interesting. I have not read them all, but this is a goal of mine for this month because I just got it and I want to honor all of those women who have been brave enough to do this. But it was fun. It was not a large lift on my part, and I'm just excited to have it. So I do have some copies if you want to talk about what that might look like. If you wanted one, we can do that. I can have a conversation with you online if you'd like to, but there's no pressure for you to do that. Everything is good. Here is something that's been on my mind lately. I'm sighing because this has been on my mind more than once before. I have a friend named Beth, and Beth did make traveler's notebooks and stickers for a long time through a company called Rock Your Notebook. I think Rock Your Notebook is still a possibility for you to visit if you're interested. I also know, though, that she is currently making handbags and quilts and all kinds of other things. Like, she's branched way out of the notebook making space. So that's why I'm not sure she's still making notebooks, but nevertheless, a few years ago, I got this from her. It was obviously a Bookish notebook, and it has a beautiful cover. She hand-stitched all of these notebooks when she was making them, by the way, and this one was no exception. They're very sturdy. This one has this light, I don't know what you call this paper, but I would say it's not necessarily conducive to scrapbooking as much as it would be to maybe drawing or writing. What I need to do is do a pencil test or a pen test on the back. So I always use a back sheet to do a pen test just to see if they bleed. I know what this paper is called, but I can't for the life of me think of it at the moment. It's almost like a vellum width or weight. So I don't know what to do with this, but every time I see it in my drawer, and I have several of hers that I purchased that I haven't used yet, but every time I see it in my drawer, I'm like, I need to do something with that. Bear in mind when you start sending your suggestions to me that I am not an artist. I am great at cutting and pasting other people's work. Not to like plagiarize it, but just to because I love it. I'm great at journaling. I'm not great at doodling even. I'm great at, I started a traveler's notebook kind of book record one year. Let me see if I can find it. I cannot, as my grandson now likes to say, I cannot. I can't find it. If I find it, I'll post a picture of it and some of the pages that I made. But nevertheless, I did start a book journal one year of the books I was reading, and I took photos of the covers of each one and I put it in and I journaled a little bit about it. And I probably got through maybe half the year, maybe not even. Realized it was going to make me have to make 2 books. Hadn't been kind of prepared for that. Beth also made these cute little bookish stickers. A book is a dream that you hold in your hand. Just one more chapter. My weekend is booked. Had the days of the week. If I wanted to use those in my journal, I could certainly do that. Look how pretty these are for spring. I really need to be using these more. So yes, I need and want to use my stuff. That's one of my goals this year, is to not buy so much stuff and use what I had already purchased, even if I just put it in my planner, which would be acceptable. I used to use a happy planner for a long time, and it had those disc rings, and it was hard. They were so rigid and they were big, and it was hard. I don't know. There was just some reason I said, no, I don't know. And I didn't want to decorate it like other people. I kept thinking I did, but I really didn't. I really wanted to use it for work. So I now have this one, which is from Fringe Notebook Company, which I love because that's the notebooks that I use to journal in every day. And so the Fringe Notebook Company gives you the same planner every year. I'll show you August since it's blank. You get a front page where you can put birthdays, to-dos, goals, anniversaries, whatever. You get a calendar, which I have put loaded with birthdays, and in August I'm hoping we go back to the watermelon carnival, and that has a weekly spread that works perfectly for me. Oh, and there's some notes at the end of each month as well. But I really like this. It's big, it's heavy, but I like the space that it offers for me to do what I need to do for my daily routine and my weekly routine. So I do decorate my planner sometimes with stickers, not a ton, but a few here and there, some encouraging words, some birthday stickers, whatever. But I'm not that person that like does these huge planner spreads. Another thing I wanted to show you is, oh, it's so heavy. I've talked about my field notes before. My little notebooks that I love so much. Let me show you what they look like again, just so you can be reminded. If you're new, here's what they look like. They're made by a company out of Chicago. I think, is it out of Chicago, or do I just associate them with Chicago? I don't know, but anyway, some of them are lined, some of them are dotted. So I get a subscription quarterly. There's a different one every quarter. Sometimes they're just different, like kind of monochromatic colors. This was 1 month. And sometimes they are, this was last spring, which honestly, I really need to be using this one. This was last spring, and they had different color of the embossed Field Notes logo on them. I got from Field Notes, I'll show you because I've already opened it, but I bought a box to hold them all in. Now you can see I have way too many. I might do a giveaway because honestly, I have too many of them, and I give them to my kids and I give them to my partner, and sometimes I give them to friends as a little gift. I should probably do that more often because I'm really accumulating more of them than I can use without pausing, and I don't think you can pause your subscription. That's one of my new favorite things is this giant wooden box. I could paint it if I wanted to, but I don't know. I just kind of like the ruggedness. I want to read this book, and I don't necessarily want to just listen to it, but I can't find it. I own it and I can't find it in the book boxes. I can't find it. So I went to the library and put a hold on it. Is that not ridiculous? Yeah. And I told the lady when I put the hold on, I said, I already own this book, but my books are boxed up and I can't for the life of me find the right box that this book is in. And she said, well, lucky we have it for you. So yeah, I'm going to borrow a book from the library that I already own. Here's another fun thing I'm excited about. It's new to me. It's from a company called Silk and Sonder. And they are these little self-care journals that you can subscribe to. I'm going to try them for a year. So they have, each month has a different word. So the month of May is delight. So they have a list of things that are in this particular edition. And then your calendar, some notes. I haven't used this, but here's what's in here: an annual log, a month overview, future log, monthly reflections, intentions, mood tracker, habit tracker, sleep tracker, gratitude log, delight prompts, delightful invention, moments of delight log, coloring page, duality exercise, which is spelled wrong, a recipe, a gumball machine, a word scramble, and an expense tracker. I'm not using all those things. There's the monthly or weekly spread. I have to go back and check off what I did in this particular week, but I didn't do all the things I thought I would do. So you can track your expenses, you can track your food. There's lots of pages for notes, extra notes. You can journal about the day. Here's the gumball machine, the delightful gumball machine. So you write what you're wanting to sort of remember or recognize, and you do that. So I'm trying to keep up with this because this is a new practice. Moments of delight log, which you can put in. Gratitude log, which I'm a couple days behind on as well. My habits that I'm tracking are, if you're curious, reading, meditating, moving my body, prepping my coffee the night before, which makes me a much happier person in the morning, touching connections, clients, sales calls, whatever it is, 10 times a day at least, daily time here in this journal or on the app, and a nighttime tea every day of that. But I actually really am liking this. I'm going to get 12 months of it, so we'll see. I don't like it. The good news is I can gift it to somebody else, right? But I think it's a good sort of addition to my current self-care routine, which is pretty robust, I would say. But this makes it even more robust, which there's never enough self-care, I think, in our lives. Would you agree? And then the last update, I can't remember if I talked about this in the last book chat or not, because we got her at the end of March, very first part of April. We are fostering a puppy. Her name given to her by our shelter is Blossom, but her name could be something completely different going forward when she gets her forever family match. So I call her Little Bit a lot. I sometimes call her Little Butt because she's being a butt. I probably have called her a saltier name more than once too. She's really a very good puppy. But sometimes in the moment when I discover that she's playing tug of war with one of my favorite blankets, or she's eating my shoe because I forgot to put it away, which I am trying to be better at, or she's just in general being a butt, then she's Little Butt or little something else. But she's really, really sweet. So Lisa and I used to foster puppies a lot, and we kind of got out of the habit when we had more than our share of dogs. But when we lost Charlotte earlier this year, we kind of recommitted that we would not necessarily want to get another dog. We did think that perhaps we would want to foster again. And right after we kind of had that conversation, she came up on our Facebook thread, as we follow our shelter and a number of shelters in this kind of community. And because we had done it before, and because we had a kennel that would accommodate her as a puppy, and because we have the ability to, I have the ability to be with her all day long if need be, because I work from home, we agreed we could take this puppy, and we have a big yard, fenced yard. And right after we got her, she had what's known as kennel cough show up in symptomatic ways, because she'd been in the kennel at the shelter for a bit already. And she was really at that time, I think, only like 6 weeks old, maybe. She was not very old, and tinier than she is now. She's a lab mix puppy, and she's probably got a lot of lab in her because she looks like a pure lab in many ways. So she got sick with kennel cough, and she had not yet had her vaccine. And you often get kennel cough in a shelter, to be quite fair. Our dogs have been vaccinated against Bordetella, but they both got it. So yeah, so that was a week of fun where all of our dogs were coughing and snotting and just, having essentially a kind of a cold, a complex little cold virus. So everybody's healthy now. She's growing like crazy. She's going to have her third set of shots this week. She's been spayed. Her surgery was last week or the week before. She's recovering, I think, nicely from that. And so, yeah, we just are hoping now that she can get scheduled on a transport. As much as we adore having her, we are ready for her to be with her forever family, because, honestly, it's also that she gets attached to us, and we're not going to get attached to her because we know this is finite, and we already went into this with that feeling, and we have no desire to add a lab puppy, especially to our brood. And for a lab puppy, she's really quite remarkable. Like, she listens, she's potty trained very easily. She follows commands. She doesn't chew on things a lot. She plays with her toys. She really has been a great puppy. She could have been so much different. She sleeps all night. She has slept all night, really, since the beginning, I think. She's just incredibly sweet. And most shelter dogs are. So let me just say, this is a pitch for everyone to think about shelter dogs and maybe fostering, if that's something you can add into your life, because they don't have a good high quality of life in the shelter, mind you. I know this is probably no shock to you, but it is a terrible environment, especially for puppies and dogs who are anxious. Like, we ended up getting Charlotte from the shelter, and we've had other shelter dogs over time. We've found dogs. Lisa finds dogs everywhere. I mean, they find her, really, essentially. And we used to volunteer at the shelter, cleaning out, kennels and different things on weekends and letting dogs run and stuff. And it was heartbreaking, just heartbreaking to do that work. And then it is an experience that you need to be prepared for. But if you can do that, or if you can adopt dogs from the shelter, you will not be disappointed. They are just amazing. And I think they are even sweeter because they have been treated badly in some form or fashion. They need somebody to love them, and they have a lot of love to give. They really, really do. Many of you also know that I have this London art behind me when I sit in this chair in my office. And so you might be wondering if I watched the coronation, and I did. I got up super early to watch the coronation, even though that was the week I was sick. I got up so I could see all of it. I loved it. I'll probably watch it again. I did not see the evening festivities because I had a day by then, and I was just like, I can't with this. I need a rest. But I really, really enjoyed it. And so I wish King Charles III all the best in his reign. For me, I've been watching them since I was young. I was born a long time ago. And so it's fun for me to watch the kids grow up, and William and Harry were kids, when I was coming up of age. So it's fun to watch all that too, but I don't get quite caught up in all the drama of it. I just get caught up in the pomp and the circumstance. Okay, I think that's enough. That's enough chatting for today. I need to get to work. I'll edit this soon and post it. And thank you for watching and listening to my rambling. If you made it all the way through, congratulations. And as always, happy reading. Bye.